Hello and welcome to Spotlight on Education. I'm Dr. Jon Kopko, Superintendent of the East Brunswick Public Schools and your host for the program. Today my guest is Mr. Anthony Migliaccio, who is our Supervisor of Arts Education in the district, and we're going to be discussing the impact that technology has had on arts education. And Tony, could you begin by telling us why technology has been introduced into both art and music classes?
Well, I think that the art and the music is a natural area for the technology, especially with computer graphics and the different kinds of music programs that we can run through our elementary, junior high school, and middle school and high school programs. It's a natural for that. So we've really been working very hard to develop a sequence in both areas, and it's working out well.
And what is the district's overall plan for technology in the arts?
Well, we started with, in most cases, the high school. And looking at the overall program, we wanted to develop a sequential progression from the elementary students up through the high school, where we developed different kinds of software in art and different kinds of software in music, so the students could pursue their individual areas in technology at the high school level when they got up there.
And when and at what grade levels do we introduce the technology?
We start in the first grade with music and art. Art came in first. We got computers in each one of our elementary art rooms 2 years ago, and we chose the software KidPix for the elementary students beginning in the first grade. So the primary students get certain kinds of lessons on designs and shapes, and it works up right through the 5th grade with some more advanced work using the same software and with some additional software. And the music is basically the same thing. Not as much software available, but we do have programs that we can use with the primary through the 5th graders.
And when did it expand to other grade levels?
We're in the process now of piloting certain things at Hammarskjöld Middle School. We actually started that last year, and we've made some decisions on the kinds of software that we want to bring into the art program and the music program for our 6th and 7th graders. And then from there, we've already developed some definite ideas for the junior high school, Churchill Junior High School.
Since this is such basically a new initiative, teachers had to be trained on how to integrate the technology into the arts and music classes. How did you go about that?
Well, before we actually were able to get our computers, we started to slowly teach the teachers, if you will, and try to develop a comfort zone for them, because a lot of the teachers really didn't have computer backgrounds. And obviously that's a problem when you try to take an experienced teacher and teach them something new that's difficult and confusing. It could create some anxiety. So over the past 3 years, I would say about 3 years, we started bringing in or infusing this staff development concept in technology with both our art and music teachers. And then when we were able to get the hardware, we put the two together. We continued the staff development, and it's working out well.
And how have the students responded?
Students are great, and students are terrific because they, in many cases, are technologically more developed than our teachers, and that's understandable. And it's the ability to be able to, as a teacher, work with a student who has a lot of experience on the computer and work together to develop a lesson program.
Well, we're really fortunate to have some tapes of activities going on both at Lawrence Brook and at Hammarskjöld Middle School. Can you tell us what projects we'll be seeing?
Yes, at Lawrence Brook, we have an art program that has been really affected by one of our teachers over there, Marianne Lair, and she's been using the computer to teach some design concepts with the younger children, the 3rd graders and the 4th graders, and it's been very effective. She does an outstanding job. And we have a remote shot of her doing some of these kinds of projects. And we also have Marge Lepresti, who is our music teacher at Lawrence Brook. And she has a nice background in computer technology. And she's brought that into her 5th grade over at Lawrence Brook. So we'll be seeing some of that. And the other thing that we'll be seeing will be the Hammarskjöld Middle School, Lynn Harriman. And that's where we have students working with the internet and shooting their artwork with a digital camera. So you'll be able to see how that whole process works.
Great. We're going to take a look at those tapes now.
Sounds good.
When we had our rectangle design, we were to use all rectangles, needed to be balanced, both the shapes, which was one shape, the rectangle, the colors, which we had a choice. Who remembers how many choice of colors we had? Carl. We had a choice of 2 colors, because the smaller amount of colors, the easier to balance. Then we also had a choice of textures. How many textures were we allowed to have? 2. So we had all together 2 colors, 2 textures. That gave us a choice of 6 elements to balance. Many of you got onto the computer, some of you are still waiting. Today, what we're going to do is go into the next option, which is the mixer. Quite some time ago, we went and made a group picture, and let's see if you remember. How many people remember doing this? Each one of you had a certain option. You might have chosen a shape, you might have chosen a color, or you might have chosen a texture or a placement of a color. What we're going to do today is show you how to use this option, which is the mixer. How many people can recognize these things, these little icons that are on your sheet? Raise your hand if you recognize them. Excellent. And let's watch. See what happens. Our original design. Do we have rectangles anymore?
No.
Is it still balanced?
No.
No. Take a look again. Is it still balanced?
No. Yes.
How many people say it's not balanced? How many people say? Do you say it's not balanced, Krish? Why was that not balanced?
Because all the shapes were mixed up.
They were mixed up, but did I have all my purple on one side? No, it's still, the color is balanced. What I would like you to do, table by table, line up, and we'll start here. We might as well start here with table, this is 5. Table 5, line up. What I'd like you to do, I will do the first one. We'll go step by step according to here and see what happens. The first one, which is this option, we'll press and we'll oops to get it back to the original state. Who sees what happened here? Krish.
All the shapes went into a different place.
They all went into a different place. How did they go into a different place? Watch again.
Uh-oh. They went to the left.
Hey, see the arrow here? The right went to the left. It flipped. It reversed. Okay, Patrick is going to do this option. Let's see what happens, Patrick. Go to oops. What happened, Patrick? Okay, how many people saw that it went upside down? Okay, excellent. Chardin, let's have table 6 lined up, please. Okay, Chad, go to File. This is important, boys and girls, because you may need to do this. Go to File, Quit. Now, do we save the changes?
No.
No, because it's already saved in its original state. Go to No. Go to File. Oh, wait. Before you go to File, stop. You have to go to Goodies and switch it back. Go to Goodies. Switch to Kid Picks. Try it again. Okay. Click it now. Click the mouse, Chad.
They changed it.
Go to File and Open. Open a picture. Scroll down and get to 16-3, just plain. Keep going, scroll, stop. Go to the top one. Open up. Is this our original design, boys and girls?
Yes.
It's quite complicated to get back to, open it up with OK, but it can be done because it was saved. So that means you have to do what when you get your original rectangle design? Very important. Who haven't I heard from? Fareed. You have to save it. Go onto the screen, keep it down, press it down, and release. As long as you press it down, they'll keep appearing. Go to Oops. Okay, Andrea, today I'd like you to play through the theme and variations piece that you wrote. You took the tune Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, right?
Yep.
And you made 3 variations on it. You changed it around 3 different ways, just like Mozart did. Play through it now, and then we're going to go over to the computer and finish typesetting it.
Okay.
You need to add a new staff for yourself. On the one to the left. Great. What it's going to sound like when you play it back. And now we're going up to view, and we want page view. And we need to shrink the page down a little bit so we can see the whole thing. Super. Now we need to add a title. If you go to the letter A, it'll give you a text box at the top. Double click, and you can type in your title. And Anatoly's very proud of his work. He's the composer, so he's putting his name right under the title Opus 4, his musical work number 4. And hit Control-U to update the display. Super. And let's see if it will play it in this mode for us so that we can see the whole song at the same time. And hit play. Okay, so remember what we want to do in photographing this work is to document the work that we did in class. So we want to present our webpage in a way that we can clearly show everyone what it is that we were trying to do in the Heritage Quilt, showing symbols of our culture, our heritage, our what's local, family, and our personal selves. So Dina, when you step up to the camera, what I want you to do is you look through the frame. And do you remember why we stand above the artwork?
So that way you get the whole picture of it.
Right, so that way, good.
Yeah.
And we want to keep the black paper underneath it so that way we can block out anything that doesn't belong. And when we stand above it, that way we won't get an angle. So why don't you go ahead and stand above it and get it right in the frame. You want to check the focus. Good, just like that. Perfect. Okay, now you want to the button pictures in the front part of the camera.
Okay. Then should I take it?
Press them. Good. Now you have to hold it still. And what's happening here is the photograph is going right onto the disc. And your contrast looks good, not too much light. You have to be careful with the flash because sometimes it's too much light. Okay, that's good.
Okay.
All right, that's the first one. Should we have Ray try and take a picture also? Take the next one. Okay. All right, again, you want to stand over it. Good, you want to get just the artwork. And if there's some black paper showing, that's okay. Okay, good. Now we're recording. You want to hold it as still as you can. Okay, good. Okay, so that's the taking of the picture part. Now what we do is we want to take the disc out. You want to take the disc out of the camera, Ray?
and we're going to hand it to Todd and Larry, where we do the design of the page. Okay, now, some of the concerns in the design of the page, remember that we want whatever is on the page to come out clearly. So we want to have a design before we go into the computer of where the pictures are going to go and how we want to show everyone what it is exactly we're doing.
So what we go into File, then we click New, and then all the page size is correct.
And then we press OK. And it brings us to a brand new page with perfect margins, 1-inch margins.
Okay, good. Okay, so now that the photograph is loading on to the screen, we're given a square, which is going to tell, that's the photograph. Now what we want to do is we want to stretch the photograph out to the size that whoever is designing the page, here Larry and Todd, will best suit what they're trying to show.
And then there's the picture that Ray took.
Okay, now, boys, remember we talked about this earlier. What do you do if you don't like the size of that picture?
If you don't like the size, you kind of like highlight it or border it again.
Yeah.
And you grab the tiniest square on the side and you pull it in and out until you get a perfect size.
Okay,
And
good.
there's squares all around it, so we could pull it this way or up and down or diagonal.
Okay, so here's our finished product, which turned out to be 3 pages. Now, what were some of the concerns when you were laying out your page? Or what did you try and show on the first page of this?
What we wanted to show the students working and how they designed the border and the different pictures.
Right, so you showed the process of the project also, of creating it on the fabric. Good. And this reproduction right here, who's that by?
Faith Ringgold.
Okay, very good. All right, so then this is the second and third page. What were you trying to show in those pages right there?
Yeah. On the second and third page, we grabbed each of the students' finished process, right? And we like kind of pasted on these 2 pages. What we wanted to do was show each of the students' work, so we made it perfectly like focused on each page of 12. 12 works on each page.
Yeah, we took individual pictures, Dina and Ray did, and then we inserted the disc, and then we got them to be the correct size.
One of the problems I remember you talking about was that you had to cut down what you wrote about the assignment because there wasn't as much space to get in there.
Right, well, what we did was we pressed the T in the little box for text, and it showed a box which we outlined the space that we wanted to write our text in. And as soon as we outlined it, we would only be writing that space that we outlined, so we wouldn't interfere with any of the pictures on the side.
Okay, good. Well, that's great. Now, the next step of our webpage, since all the design is done, is we now have to get it onto the internet, which, since we have it all on disk, then we'll get it onto disk and we'll put it into the East Brunswick webpage.
Well, it's certainly gratifying to see the students so interested and so involved in their work. What's happening at the high school in terms of technology as it relates to arts and music?
Well, we have a lot of things going on already at the high school in art and music. Specifically, our photography course, we have digital photography going on there now. We're experimenting with that in software like Photoshop. We're using Photoshop software in our commercial art course where the students develop and designs on the computer. We have, in our music program, we have 2 computers that are being used quite often by our music people, and the software that they're using is Finale. And what we would like to do is get a couple more stations in our music department where students can actually compose music like you saw the younger students doing in high school and sort of do that on their own. So we're working on that. We also have a film appreciation course where we have spec'd out some technology editing systems, and we plan on really pursuing that heavily and tying it all together with the multimedia concept and bringing in things that are happening in corporate America today that industry really wants, so our students will be well prepared with the current and most current, if you will, technology.
What really lies ahead now for technology in the arts education program here in the East Brunswick Public Schools?
Our vision as we see it now is to continue to look at and assess the sequence that we're working on in both art and music and some of the other arts, dealing with multimedia, dealing with filmmaking and editing, and even in the areas of theater and some of the other things that you'll find that are related to the arts and that we can use in cross-disciplinary initiatives. I think the arts background is really effective in addressing all those things, but making sure that sequence is there, making sure we are current with software and with equipment, and making sure we're giving the best experiences to our students so they'll be prepared for college and work once they graduate East Brunswick High School.
Well, Tony, I'd like to thank you for being here today and for sharing with our audience really the exciting things that are going on in both our art program and our music program here in the district. Certainly, you know, you have my admiration for the leadership that you've provided to the department, to both those departments, art and music, and that's a monumental task. We have always had an excellent reputation for art and music here in East Brunswick, and you've now brought us to the cutting edge with the impact that technology has had on the program. And also my compliments to your entire staff for really taking the initiative and having the dedication and the commitment to the students in terms of what's important in arts education. So thank you very much for that.
Our pleasure.
To our audience, I'd like to thank you for watching and hope you'll be back with us again next month for the next issue of Spotlight on Education.